Hi again, YouTubers. So it is that time of month for Face of the Month. And this month, it's kind of funny because I went in with an idea of what I was going to do. And as I actually go through the video, I changed what I was doing or my thought process. I kind of typically I started doing a certain eye and then I kind of started realizing this is pretty much very similar to what I do almost every single month. So I then decided to kind of add in, oh, there we go, a little bit of an extra smokiness to my eyes. And actually, I think I'm going to add one more thing while we're sitting here right now. I'm going to take back Marc Jacobs Highliner, and I'm going to put it on my waterline. I just feel like, I don't know, I haven't done that in so long, and I feel like it just adds a little bit more smoky. Maybe I'll add some mascara too. We'll decide. Anyway, so I did this look with the look this month. The main things that I used were the Hourglass Modernist Eyeshadow Palette in the Infinities, which is this one here, in these colors. I am going to do a full review of this coming up soon, and I will do this look, and I will do another look with it. I'll show you how I do that, but obviously you're seeing this one today. And then the other star of the show is the Mercier Cream Contour set, which looks like this, which I love, 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 love it. And I'll do a review coming up on that soon too, because when I use things a lot and I show them a lot in videos, people ask me for them a lot. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let's get started. First things first, I have been putting on, actually this month, one of two things, and one of them is the Tarte CC Under Eye Corrector. Looks like this. And it's funny because in the beginning I felt like this was really thick, and now I've kind of not only gotten used to it, but really started to like it. I don't know if it has warmed up under my skin, like my usage of it or what, but it just really lifts and brightens. Like the difference between that side to this side, like that's a big difference. I mean, you barely touch it and you have enough. This side is always much worse than my other side, though. I will say that as far as my darkness goes. Sometimes I add a little bit extra on this outside corner. This right here, this like little hole right here, is kind of where most of my darkness sits. I always bring it up into that inner corner too, because you need a little bit of extra brightness there. Foundation I have been using since I went to New York, Marc Jacobs Genius Gel in the color, where's the color on this? All right, I have no idea what the color number is on this, I'm not gonna lie. I put 3 pumps usually right on my little coaster. People ask me where this is from. Marc Jacobs foundation brush, the Face 2 I think it's called. These coasters, or this coaster, I have a couple of them, but I got it at Pier 1 Imports, but they sell them pretty much anywhere, and it's just a ceramic coaster. It's nothing like crazy or anything important. It's just a ceramic coaster that I got, and I use it as this, and then I wipe it off, I wash it, you can stick it in the dishwasher, like, it's pretty easy to deal with. So yeah, people ask me that all the time, and I always forget, but it's a pretty easy thing to find and use. I find it way easier than, you know, the back of my hand. I always feel like I end up getting it on clothes or doing something like that. Just bring it down my neck a little bit, make sure it goes over my ears. Yes, I know it looks a slight bit lighter right now, but trust me, it works. Just a little bit left on whatever's left on there. Just kind of bring it down my neck. All right, next thing I have been using is the Mercier Cream Contour Palette, and I am going to do a review on this soon. It depends on my mood. Typically, like at nighttime, I use this one. Daytime, I either use this one or this one. Depends on the look I'm going for. Tonight, this afternoon, I'm having more of a casual, so I'm going with this one right here with the Sephora Pro number 775. The actual name of it is the Contour Blender, and it has that neat little angle to it there. And I just simply tap it in, just on the tip part there, okay? And then I do put this, as funny as that is, on my hand, so I don't end up with like all that on there. And then I just put it right where the hollows of my cheeks are, and draw my way up. Same thing on the other side. Okay, I need some more product. That was not enough. It's hard to tell when I'm doing this. Okay, now that's a little bit too much, but this stuff is, I'll do a whole review on this. This stuff is so creamy and so awesome. It's so blendable. I tried the Cover FX too, and it's just, this stuff is like amazing by comparison. It's just so blendable, and it really just, it can work with, when I saw it, I thought there is no way that's going to work with my skin tone. I'm so pale, I'm so light, there's no way, and it's just so awesome. Then I dip it back onto my hand, and I start up at my forehead and just bring it down and in. So I've been thinking, you guys tell me, because people have commented, then I just take a little bit, go right on my jawline, whatever might be left on there, right on my jawline, and then I just kind of buff those out and down. So I do my vlogs every Wednesday. Now, people have been mentioning that the only problem they find with the vlogs is I used to do beauty videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'm doing beauty videos on Monday and Wednesday, and they're not getting as many of them because I just wiped my hand off. Then I take the Sephora Pro. Oh, that one wasn't a 75. This was a 77. And this one is a 75. And this is just an angled stippling type brush. Very dense though. And then I usually go into this lightest highlighter one. I just tap that right on my cheekbone. Same thing on the other side. All right, so essentially people were, not like a ton of people, but some people have mentioned that they felt like I wasn't doing as many beauty videos because by the time you do a Flashback Friday, a Face of the Month, a haul video, there's something else I do somewhere in there. Favorites, there we go. Then it ends up they're not getting as many. Fit Me, Maybeline Fit Me Concealer. I use this as my highlighter. They were oops, bring it down just a little bit. That's a little bit more than I usually do. They were saying that they don't tend to feel like they get as much beauty-wise. So what I was considering is, and you guys tell me your thoughts, maybe just doing the vlog videos like once every other week or doing it once a month. I don't know. You let me know your thoughts. A lot of times I use my beauty blender, or sometimes I just take the brush and use the other side of it and tap it in. I go kind of in that same order. You just saw me apply it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like torn because I like doing them, but I do feel like, I mean, we're creatures of habit here in this house. Like, with the exception of our weekends, during the week, they're pretty much the same way all around. It goes the same type of things. So I don't know. You guys tell me your thoughts. So Urban Decay Naked Powder in the color Light Neutral, and the It Cosmetics 225 Complexion Powder Brush, the big fluffy one. I tap it in there, and I just go on my T-zone. So kind of just where I put that highlight, with the exception of under the eyes. I'm not putting it under my eyes. So that goes right there. The next thing I then go to is eyes. I kind of jump around a little bit. So let me flip my mirror over. And so Urban Decay Primer Potion is probably my easiest grabbed one. But yeah, so I was trying to decide if I should just do like things that we do that are different, or places that we go that are different, because especially like this summer, I have a feeling you guys are going to get pretty bored because we go to the same town and the same places. I mean, and the same beach, or the same, you know, the pool or whatever. I feel like it's all very, very similar. It's just different people that come to visit us. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I mean, what about you guys that don't even watch the vlog videos? What are your thoughts? What do you prefer? Anastasia Brow Wiz, either soft brown or caramel. I'll use soft brown today because that's what I have. I pull off both the ends. I brush up my brows on both sides. This one's always my harder one. And then I just start here. I guess it helps if I turn it up. Went too far. I like doing them. It's just one of those things that I don't know what you guys think. So yeah, so I go to the point of where my eye goes from here to here, and that's where I want my arch to be. So I draw a bottom line there, and then I don't go all the way into the beginning. I start about halfway here, and I draw it back to that same arch. I've been doing my brows differently ever since I went to New York, and people have been asking me what I've been doing different, and this is it. Then I go into the beginning and kind of like fill that in a little bit. Sorry, it's a little hard for me to tell because I'm on my mirror. Then I do the same thing with this one. This one's a little bit harder because the bottom brow is a little bit fuller and not straight. Did you see how that went crooked? It's something about how my eyebrow sits. I have to have it right at the right angle to make this. It takes me a couple times on this eye usually to get it just to how I want it to be. Between these brow pencils and the brow duality, which I'm going to use next, I feel like my brows have been looking way better. I also stopped waxing them, which I think has made a difference because they don't look, not that they were ever sparse, but mine are always sparse on the ends and filled in the front, and now it's just doesn't look quite as, I'm going to flip this over to take a better look. Making sure the arch is at the right spot. Fill it in a little bit. Anywhere I see that I feel like it needs to be filled in a little bit, I kind of do that. Then I go through and just kind of soften off the beginning part of it by brushing it up and in. Same thing on this side. Just softens it slightly. And then I just kind of touch up anywhere I feel might look like a little bit of a hole. So those are my brows. Then I take the Anastasia Brow Duality. I have this in the color, it's like the ivory one. It's names. I don't know. One side's matte, one side's a shimmer. So I take both sides off, and then I go in with the matte one, and I simply draw a line up and then down, cleaning up any stray areas. Same thing on the other side, up to the point, and then down and out. And then I go right in here and right in the beginning. And then I take the one with the shimmer to it, right from the arch down. So that's that part there. And then I take that Bare Essentials Maximum Coverage foundation or concealer brush, and I clean up those lines a little bit so that you can't see them. Or I blend them is a better way of putting it, so it isn't quite as noticeable. So that's my brows more so right now. I have been grabbing quite frequently the Hourglass Modernist Palette in the colors Infinity. This is what it looks like. And that's it. The Sephora Pro Tapered number 19 brush, my holy grail of all blending brushes. And then I go into the peach color and the kind of brown color. And I tap it into the peach, and then I tap it into the brown, and then I tap it off. So I go right into that outer corner, and I just blend up and in. Now this is one of the two looks that I tend to do. I have a couple different ones I do, like more than two, but my two favorites. This is like my easy, quick and easy, like comfortable one, and then I do a more smoky one. Maybe one day I'll do a more smoky one right now. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. We'll do a little bit more smoky. So I play with that. Let me flip this over. There we go. Then I'm gonna go in with the, what is this? Sephora Pro Shadow. Where's the number? 14. One that looks like this. And then I'm going to go in with that middle color that has a little bit more of a sheen to it. If you don't want a more smoky, and I'm putting this right on the lid, the whole lid, all the way into the corner. If you don't want more of it, and I'm only going up into that socket, not up into the crease. If you don't want a more smoky look, you can simply just use the lighter color and do the same step. And then kind of do the rest of what I'm going to do. So I just kind of bring that up into that area. Make sure it's all the way down to the lash line. Then I go back in that same Pro number 19. And I just blend it up into that like super simple, but as you can tell, it's already definitely more smoky than what I normally go for, I would say. Sephora Pro Shader, number 18, with that same darker, more shimmery color to it. Take it down on the lower lash line. I bring that in, and I kind of bring it up and square it off a little bit. This is my side that I always have more issues squaring off anyway. So I kind of play with that a little bit. So you can already see the differences here. And yes, it doesn't look great, and it looks a little bit, you know, too smoky, so to speak. I take my Mercier smudger brush, and I just run it along that lower lash line. Whew, I always have trouble with that. Gosh. If I feel like I need it, I put a highlight on. Oh, what did I just do? I must have had that. Talk about, this is the fallout from that shadow. That just tells you right there, if you were wondering about that. So to clean that up, a little bit of that Fit Me that I had used. That was crazy. But that, it's an amazing, amazing palette, but that just shows you right there, like, how much, like, you have to be careful with that. It's so smooth, but it has a ton of fallout. So, okay, back to this stage. Oops, bear with me. All right, so the next thing I tend to do at this stage now is I take my eyelash curler. I'm not going to do lashes because I'm not in the mood for that, but you could add lashes too if you wanted to. So I just go in and I just kind of, if you also wanted to make it even more smoky, what I've done sometimes, I just pump it a couple times and then hold it. I have also taken the really deep color when I do this look and just done my outer V with it and then smudged it in to just give you an even little bit more of a bump up of color. And it just really gives you a nice dark smoky look. You know what? Let's just keep going. Let's do it. All right. That same Mercier smudger brush in the super dark color on this. Just in that outer corner, that outer V. You can see the difference right there. Same thing on this side. Just in the outer V. You can clean up afterwards with concealer. So I just put a little bit on both sides. I'm going to take a, what is this? Sigma brush, what was this? Firm Blender E44. Looks like this. I don't know why. It's one of those ones that I just kept in here because that firm blending is really nice. I don't know if there's a better option as far as Sephora goes because I would much rather a Sephora brush. But this one, I just haven't found something that dupes it. So I didn't want it super, super dark, but that's just how I would do that type of look. So anyway, put that on. I had already curled my lashes. Marc Jacobs Highliner. Love this stuff. Can't wait. I'm playing with the Estee Lauder one a lot right now too. But this is the one that you guys have seen me using. So I just put this on my tight line. And do it on the other side, same thing. And just go about it this way. My eyes always water. Somebody asked me how I get it to not transfer. I actually try not to blink. It doesn't always happen. And now because I'm thinking about it, I'm blinking even more. Hate that. But, you know, when you think about it more, it's even worse. I take a liquid liner, Kat Von D. What's this? Tattoo liner. I always call it the locket liner, but it's the tattoo liner. And I'm just going to do a thin line. I don't want a lot of liner on my top line today. When I do a smoky look, I also don't tend to want a wing. Just how I do it. Everybody's different. If you want a wing, go for it. So there's the difference between those two eyes right there. Same thing with this one. So yeah, so let me know your thoughts on the whole vlogging thing. I don't know. I mean, which is easier, which is better. I'm doing videos either way. It's whatever you guys prefer. I know your favorite videos are like favorites and flashbacks. I feel fuzzy. face of the month, things like that. It seems like, as far as from what you guys watch the most, but let me know if you want me to go back into more reviews, so to speak. All right, so that's that. So while that's sitting, kind of, is my easiest way to say it, I go in. If I feel like I have not been putting more bronzer on lately, if I feel like it, I add a little bit, but I've honestly not been doing that. Oh, what am I going? Lancome Waterproof Concealer. If you liked MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, but you hated the container, this stuff, you have to try it. It is awesome. I've had this like a long while, and it's so creamy, so smooth. It feels just like that one going on, but it just is so much easier to dispense. And see how I'm cleaning up that outer line there, that outer corner? And I'm also cleaning up anything that I might have smoked out wrong. And yes, instead of putting that Maybeline Fit Me there, I could have waited for this, but I felt like that looked a mess while I was trying to do this video for you guys. This just smoothed in so nicely. And then I just pat it in that area where I always have the worst spot to make sure I get like a little bit more coverage there, I guess is the best way to put it. The Besami Brightening Vanilla Powder in Translucent. I've heard a lot of people say the purple one's really great too. I don't know how I would use the purple one, me personally. Sephora Pro 56 brush, probably one of my other favorites. I tap it in and tap it on the top. So I tap it in here and then tap it on the top. And then I just literally pat it on. Again, you see the difference between these two. Same thing on the other side. Tap it in. Just work its way in through there. That's that part. Then I tend to go in with blush. The It Cosmetics number 227 Flawless Blush Brush. Why is that so hard to say? I've been using the Hourglass Mood Exposure, the more plummy mauve one, which actually works really well with this Hourglass palette. And I just tap it onto my cheekbones and up and in. Same thing on the other side. Put a little bit over the tip of my forehead. Guerlain, a Sedona Lace brush that is called a, love this brush by the way, 980. Probably one of my favorite brushes by them. So soft, just so nice, so small. I'm smelling it because it smells like the Guerlain Meteorites in 3 medium. I just run the brush through it, and I kind of do the same thing on the other side of my face. Bring it down my chin, my neck. Put that one away. Everyone, I'm just going to go all out today, huh? Let's just keep going. Laura Mercier Highlight. This thing has the biggest name ever. Matte Radiance Baked Powder Highlight 01. And a Sephora Pro 54 brush. And all I do is go across it once and up and around. And up and around. If I have a little bit left, just on my Cupid's bow there. Put that away. Mascara, still using the Benefit Roller Lash. I'm also starting to use the Estee Lauder ones. But for the sake of this video, I try to use what I'm using all month long. And this is what I used for the majority of it. I have a loose lash there. This is on its last leg though, this one in particular. This mascara, this wand and this mascara is just really great. I mean, the difference is pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, so that's that. Trying to think what else. Got my hair done this month. Oh, there's that lash. It's like a loose lash. You know how they get stuck on the mascara wand every once in a while? Got my hair done. You can't see it right now. You probably already saw it at the beginning. You'll see it maybe at the end. I'll pull it down and show it to you. But got some highlights put in. And getting ready for nicer weather. Oh, are you guys ready? I'm so ready. it's still, we've had some cool days here still. Even the other day it was supposed to be 70, and even though it was supposed to be rainy, it was supposed to be 70, and it wasn't even that. Ugh, so done with it. All right, lip liner. I'm going to show you. I've been using MAC Whirl again. All-time favorite, like one of those ones you always go back to. Can't talk a lot while you're doing this. And if you like MAC Whirl, Laura Mercier Paint Wash in Nude Rose is pretty much the same thing. Same color. Like a great liquid version of it. And you can see that. How easily it matches. Oh, got too much on that edge. Every once in a while, if I feel like using a gloss, I throw a gloss on, but with this lipstick, I kind of like the lipstick feel of it, I guess. And it's just nice. Pull my hair down. Tangle it up, gotta straighten it up, fix it up a little bit. See if you guys can see the highlights a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I gotta do something with this mop of big old hair. Yeah, there you go. You can see some of them. There's some. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you have any questions. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.